Protection and intention setting. So we're starting off there because we've got so much conditioning around what protection actually means. And when I'm teaching my high level programs and with my one-to-ones, the first thing we do is we go into what protection actually means for you. Now, as a collective energy, we receive energy from everybody around us, including all of those on the planet. And whatever the energy is behind the word protection is what we feel. So, with all of the religions that have been in this patriarchal system, what actually happens is we have got this energy of protection needing to be scared of things that are external from us. So we can see this in prayer, we can see this in blessing ourselves, we can see this in the spiritual realms of putting bubbles around us or saging and using different tools and processes to take away any demonic or any dark entities, and we need this deep protection before we do this work. And I want you to look at it from a slightly different perspective. If you are the strongest entity, if you're the strongest being in your life, in your reality, that means that nothing external can hurt you. So when we are talking about intention setting, when we are talking about stepping into our power and being protected by the guides, angels, spirit teams, our ancestors, our higher self, ourselves, mostly we have to be in our power and not actually in an energy of hiding from things that we think could hurt us. Because essentially we're saying that things that are external are more powerful than we are. And this is actually counterproductive to what we are trying to do. As psychic mediums, we are not just the medium between the spirit and the person we're reading for. In fact, we are a beautiful being who is facilitating conversations from like an angelic realm, from a different dimension, from a more 5D dimensions plus, okay? Which means we're coming from unconditional love and a power, a grace, a compassion that we hold within our hearts. Protection is not necessary to hide from anything. That there is literally the points of views, the judgments, the considerations that we have been taught, programmed with in a system that is no longer aligned with where we're going. What is your greatest protection? What tools will contribute to you in your space? What is your intention for doing readings, tapping into your psychic abilities, doing channeling, giving advice, using cards, talking to spirit? What is your intention with that? Is your intention pure? We've got to make sure we're not functioning from fear or from ego. So I'm going to leave this with you now. What is your standpoint on protection? Maybe you need a little perspective shift. Maybe this has triggered you to awaken something within you and start questioning. Now, I no longer get attacked by entities. I used to. Like 8 years ago, I was waking up in a cold sweat at night because I felt like something had just pinned me down, or I was having night terrors. And then when I realized I didn't need the protection, right? I'd always protected myself, being brought up Catholic. Instead, what I actually needed was a strong intention that I was a powerful being here to connect with powerful beings only of the true white light. Right. And we're going to go into that in different steps when we come to creating sacred space and entity and energy clearing. I'm going to go into all of these things before we even get into doing the mediumship, doing the oracle card readings, doing all of the beautiful channeling. So I want you to sit with this. It's very, very important. I have seen people lose their energy of power. And what they have done is they have felt that the external is more powerful than the internal. And the truth is we need to be strong within ourselves when we do this work, because that is our greatest protection.